Hello everyone, you are welcome to Study by Yourself. This is Sir Prince, and in this video I'm going to take past questions with you. We are going to solve the past questions together. I'm going to go through the questions first of all. So as I go through the questions, you answer them on your sheet. So this is Basic Education Certificate Examination for School Candidates, also known as BECE exam. Welcome to BEC Past Questions Objectives 2018. I'll urge you to take your pen or pencils and then your sheet of paper or jotter and then start answering as I read the questions. The space occupied by matter is its. The space occupied by matter is its. So number 2, which of the following structures contain cellulose? Which of the following structures contain cellulose? Which of the following activities are cultural practices used in tomato cultivation? Which of the following activities are cultural practices used in tomato cultivation? Question 4. The farming system that makes effective use of available soil nutrients in a growing season is. The farming system that makes effective use of available soil nutrients in a growing season is. Question 5. Which of the following members in a food chain will receive the least energy? Which of the following members in a food chain will receive the least energy? Question 6. Digestion of fats and oil in humans starts in there. Digestion of fats and oil in humans starts in there. Question 7. What is the chemical symbol for silver? What is the chemical symbol for silver? Question 8. The process by which gas changes to liquid is known as. The process by which gas changes to liquid is known as. Question 9. Which of the following substances is acidic? Which of the following substances is acidic? Question 10. The basic unit of life is there. The basic unit of life is there. 11. Useful materials in food that provide growth and repair of worn out tissues are called. Useful materials in food that provide growth and repair of worn out tissues are called. So number 12. In human reproduction, the sperm fertilizes the egg to form the. In human reproduction, the sperm fertilizes the female egg to form the. So with this one, it has an intro. Use the information below to answer questions 13 to 15. So it says a solid reacted with a liquid Y to form a salt and water only. A portion of liquid Y turned blue litmus paper red. Solid X did not dissolve when a portion of it was placed in water instead. So I'm taking it again. A solution X reacted with a liquid Y to form a salt. A portion of Y turned blue litmus paper red. Solid X did not dissolve when a portion of it was placed in water instead. Solid X could be said to be. Solid X could be said to be. Question 14. Liquid Y is. Liquid Y is. Question 15. If red litmus paper is placed in liquid Y, the color of the paper will. If red litmus paper is placed in liquid Y, the color of the paper will. Question 6. The type of soil which becomes a waterlogged. The type of soil which becomes waterlogged after rainfall is made up of a large amount of. The type of soil which becomes waterlogged after rainfall is made up of a large amount of. Question 17. Ringworm is a disease that attacks the. Ringworm is a disease that attacks the, or which attacks the. Ringworm is a disease which attacks the. Question 18. The most appropriate practice to adopt when growing vegetables in a dry season is. The most appropriate practice to adopt when growing vegetables in a dry season is. Which of the following organisms improve soil fertility? Which of the following organisms improve soil fertility? Question 20. The introduction of natural enemies to control pests on a field is a. The introduction of natural enemies to control pests on a field is a. 21. A body has a density of 30 gram per cm cube and a volume of 6 cm cube. Determine the mass of the body. The body has a density of 30 gram per cm cube and a volume of 6 cm cube. Determine the mass of the body. Question 22. The force which tends to pull an object in a circular motion towards the center of the circle is called. A force which tends to pull an object in a circular motion towards the center of the circle is called. The swollen shoot disease of cocoa is caused by. The swollen shoot disease of cocoa is caused by. 24. The instrument used to measure atmospheric pressure is called. The instrument used to measure atmospheric pressure is called. The systemic name of NO2 is. The systemic name of NO2 is. Which of the following simple machines is a second-class lever? Which of the following simple machines is a second-class lever? A cylindrical metal has radius 7 centimeters and height 2 centimeters. Determine the volume of the cylinder. A cylindrical metal has radius 7 centimeters and height 2 centimeters. Determine the volume of the cylinder. 28. Which of the following statements are true of compounds? Which of the following statements are true of compounds? They are homogeneous. That's for I. Their constituents are present in fixed ratios by mass. Their constituents keep their individual properties. Which of the following statements are true of compounds? They are homogeneous. Their constituents are present in fixed ratios by mass. Their constituents keep their individual properties. So you choose A, B, C, or D for the ones which are true. 29. Which of the following factors contribute to early parenthood? Which of the following factors contribute to early parenthood? 30. Which of the following statements about the negative use of science and technology is correct? Which of the following statements about the negative use of science and technology is correct? Which of the following nutrients is needed by plants in small quantities? Which of the following nutrients is needed by plants in small quantities? 32. Which of the following statements about shadow formation is correct? Which of the following statements about shadow formation is correct? 33. The color of neutral wire in an electrical circuit is. The color of neutral wire in an electrical circuit is. A metal displaces 5 cm³ of water when it is totally immersed. If the mass of the metal is 35 grams, calculate its density. A metal displaces 5 cm³ of water when it is totally immersed. If the mass of the metal is 35.0 grams, calculate its density. (35) Which of the following physical properties of water are correct? Which of the following physical properties of water are correct? Water is colorless. Water is a universal solvent. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius at standard atmospheric pressure, has a density of 5 kg per centimeter cube at 4 degrees Celsius. So which of the following physical properties of water are correct? Water is colorless. It is a universal solvent. It boils at 100 degrees Celsius at standard atmospheric pressure. Then the fourth one, it has a density of 5 kg per centimeter cube at 4 degrees Celsius. So you choose the correct answer. (36) The relative proportions of the different particle sizes in a soil sample refers to soil. The relative proportions of different particle sizes in a soil sample refers to soil. (37) Which of the following equations is balanced? Which of the following equations is balanced? Heat is transferred along an iron bar by. Heat is transferred along an iron bar by. 39. The second stage in the life cycle of mosquito is there. The second stage in the life cycle of mosquito is there. 40. The function of platelets in the circulatory system of humans is 2. The function of platelets in the circulatory system of humans is 2. So you're welcome back once again. We are going to take a look at the answers. So the space occupied by matter is its area. So A. That's A, area. That's for number 1. Number 2, which of the following structures contain cellulose? Cellulose cell wall. So A. Number 2 is A. Number 3, which of the following activities are cultural practices used in tomato cultivation? Cultural practices are practices after planting and before harvesting. So it's pest control, fertilizer application. So pricking out is not part. So our answer is I and I. So answer is B. Answer is B. So our next question. The farming system that makes effective use of soil nutrients in a growing season, it is crop rotation, because crop rotation, what happens is you follow deep-rooted crops with shallow-rooted crops. So you effectively use the nutrients. As the nutrients in the deep soil are replaced, you are using the nutrients in the topsoil, and you move in that cycle. Which of the following members in a food chain will receive the least energy? The carnivores will receive the least energy, as the energy is transferred to the various organisms. So the hawk receive the least energy. The next one, digestion of fats and oils starts in the duodenum. Starts in the duodenum. What is the chemical symbol for silver? It's AU. So be AU. The process by which gas changes to liquid is known as condensation. So C, condensation. Which of the following substances is acidic? Bee sting is acidic. Bee sting is acidic. The basic unit of life is cell. So A, basic unit of life, cell. So the next one, useful materials in food that provide growth and repair of worn out tissues are called proteins. So C, proteins. Protein. So the next one, number 12, in human reproduction, the sperm fertilizes the female egg to form the zygote. So A, zygote. So with this question, a solid X reacted with a liquid Y to form a salt. So as soon as you see this statement, reaction to form salt, and then water only, you are dealing with acid and base. A portion of Y turned blue litmus paper red. A portion of Y turned blue litmus paper red. A portion of Y turned blue litmus paper red. So blue litmus paper red. So it is an acid which can turn a blue litmus paper red. So if an acid turns blue litmus paper red, we know that Y is acidic. We know Y is acidic. If you had salt and then water, you definitely know that X will be basic, or X will be a base. So we know Y is acidic, X is a base. Y is acidic, X is a base. So if y is acidic, x is a base, we are asked that solid x could be what? It's a base. Y is acidic. And question 14. So question 13 is C. That's a base. Question 14, we are being asked of what y is. Y is an acid. So acidic. So question 15. If red litmus paper is placed in y. So we said y is acidic. Y is acidic. If red litmus paper is placed in y. Now you know that acid turns red litmus paper blue. Sorry about that. Acid turns blue litmus paper red. And then base turns red litmus paper blue. So this is it. Acid turns blue litmus paper red. So if acid turns blue litmus paper red, and then you put a red litmus paper in an acid, there will not be any change. Acid can only turn blue litmus paper red. So there will not be any change. So it will remain the same. If it will remain the same, then answer is A. Answer is A. So a little recap. The question was like X and Y reacted to form salt and water only. So we are being told that, let's just scroll upwards and then see again. We are being told that Y turned blue litmus paper red. And we are concluding that if Y turned blue litmus paper red, then it's an acid. So we answered 14 to be an acid, 13 to be a base. So acid turns blue litmus paper red. So if you put red litmus paper in an acid, nothing will happen. So 15 is A, so it remains the same. Question 16, the type of soil which becomes waterlogged after rainfall is made up of large amount of clay. Sorry about this. Large amount of clay. Ringworm is a disease which attacks the skin. It's a disease of the skin. It attacks the skin. Ringworm. It's a fungi. It attacks the skin. The most appropriate practice to adopt when growing vegetables in the dry season is definitely watering. So A, watering. Which of the following organisms improve cell fertility? Is the millipede. The millipede breaks down complex materials into organic matter. Introduction of natural enemies to control pests on a field is known as biological control method. So D. The body has a density of 30 grams per cm cube. So density equals mass over volume. So the density is 30 equals, the volume is 6. Then the mass, we don't know it, so we represent with m. So m equals 30 times 6 will give you 180. So our answer is A, 180 grams or 180.0 grams. The answer is A. The force which tends to pull an object in a circular motion towards the center of the earth is centripetal force. Centripetal force. Swollen shoot disease of cocoa is caused by the virus. So B is caused by virus B. The instrument used to measure atmospheric pressure is called a barometer. C. Barometer. The systemic name of NO2 is. Now, to calculate for the oxidation number, represent N with X minus 2 multiplied by 2. Now this minus 2 is the charge of the oxygen. So you're writing a linear equation for this. So X for the nitrogen, minus 2 for the oxygen, multiplied by the number of atoms of oxygen equal to 0. So you're going to have x minus 4 equals 0. So x will be equal to 4. So that is what you are going to use in naming. So it's going to be called nitrogen 4 oxide. So the answer is D. D. Which of the following simple machines is a second class lever? Second class lever is a bottle opener because you have the load in the middle or in between the effort and then the pivot. A cylindrical metal has radius of 7 cm and height of 2 cm. Determine the volume of the cylinder. So a cylinder looks like this. So how do you find the volume? So we know that volume is definitely length times breadth times height. But over here, you can't have a length, breadth, and height. But you can find the area of the base. The area of the base multiplied by height will give you the volume. So the base is a circle. So you have pi r squared times the height. Pi is 22 over 7. 22 over 7 times 7 squared times the height is 2. So the 7 is going to cancel this squared. So it's now 7. So 22 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 2. So you're going to have 44 by 7. 7 for 28. So 8 here. You have 2 here. 7 for 28 again. 28 plus 2, you have 30. So our answer is C. C. So this is the formula. The formula we used. Okay, so our answer is C, 380 m cube. So question 28, which of the following statements are true of compounds? So compounds are homogeneous. Yes, that's true. Their constituents are present in fixed ration by mass. That's true. Their constituents keep their individual properties. That's also true. So we have I, and Ivan. Sorry, I, and I. So our answer is D. D, that's our answer, D. So compounds are homogeneous. The constituents are present in fixed ration by mass. Yeah, constituents keep their individual properties as well. So the following factors contribute to early parenthood. Early parenthood. Illiteracy is there. Poverty is there. Peer pressure is there. Lack of parental care is also there. So answer is I, and Ivan. So answer is D. 30. Which of the following statements about the negative use of science and technology is correct? It creates things that are dangerous to the environment. Some of them, yes, but true. Which of the following nutrients is needed by plants in small quantities? Iron. Iron is a micronutrient. Calcium, potassium, magnesium are major nutrients. Which of the following statements about shadow formation is correct? It shows that rays travel in a straight line. 33. The color of neutral wire is in an electrical circuit is blue. Neutral wire, blue. 34. A metal displaces 5 cm cube of water. That's the volume when it is totally immersed. If the mass of the metal is 35 grams, calculated density. Density again is mass over volume. So the mass is 35. The volume is 5. So we're going to have 7 grams per cm cube. So answer is E. 35. Which of the following physical properties of water are correct? Physical properties of water. It's a colorless liquid. Correct. It's a universal solvent. Correct. It boils at 100 degrees Celsius at standard atmospheric pressure. That's also true. But the fourth one is not true. Has a density of 5 kilogram per centimeter cube at 4 degrees Celsius. That's not true. So our answer is I, and III. That's C. The relative proportions of the solid particle sizes in a soil sample refers to soil structure. The soil structure, so C. Which of the following chemical equations is balanced? Looking at it, this is balanced because 2 atoms of hydrogen here, 2 atoms of chlorine here. The 2 multiply the hydrogen to also multiply the number of atoms of chlorine. So you have 2 here, 2 here, 2 atoms of hydrogen 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 here, 2 atoms of chlorine here, 2 atoms of chlorine here. So D is balanced. Heat is transferred along an iron bar by conduction. The second stage in a life cycle of a mosquito is the larva. The egg, the larva, the pupa, and the adult. So the larva, C. The function of the platelets. The function of the platelets in the circulatory system of humans is to clot the blood. Yes. So that was our last question. And I hope to see you in the next year. Thank you for watching and then taking part, and keep studying by yourself. If you have not subscribed, I'll urge you to subscribe for more.